has Buck. With Les Brown Jr. and Clint Howard.
Look, stop fooling around with that set and wait until Chester can fix it. Wait until Chester can fix the set.
Oh, Sam, your nephew might have an IQ of 150. But
160. He's a genuine genius.
Oh, genuine genius. That does not mean, Sam, that I cannot handle a simple little thing like this.
You were saying, Buck?
You have an accident?
No, thanks. He just had one.
Very funny.
Jim, get hold of your cousin Chester. Maybe he can fix this thing.
Well, the brain's down at the beach, Dad.
You left him alone with all those people? That shy little nut?
You told me to get that nut out of his shell.
But you've got to stay with him. He won't meet anybody all by himself.
I introduced him to a couple of kids.
And what happened?
He started to give him a lecture on desalinization.
See what I mean? Who's going to wait around and listen to that?
Well, I don't know. I left.
When he needed you most, you ran out on him.
Now, wait a minute, Dad. I got a great idea.
What?
Let's send Chester back to Muncie.
Not until he gets a suntan and a new personality. I promised that to my brother Everett, and that's what he's going to get. Hello? Oh, hi, Everett. It's your Uncle Everett. Just fine, Ev. Chester? Oh, he's in wonderful shape. He's down at the beach with the gang. No, I didn't threaten him. He wanted to go. The kids love him, and he loves them. Of course I'm talking about your son.
Is that Dad? Oh, tell him I'm engaged, Uncle Sam.
Did you hear that, Ev? He just came in, and he says he's in... Hello, Everett. I'll have to call you back. No, it's nothing serious. The house is on fire. You're engaged to him?
I'm engaged to her?
Isn't it wonderful? He's so intellectual, I could listen to him talk for hours. Come on, Chester. I want you to meet all my friends.
Yeah, you've done a wonderful job with Chester.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Dad.
Who told you to let him out of the laboratory?
You did.
Fine thing. My nephew comes out for fresh air and sunshine, and we send him home with a tan and a family. How am I going to explain that to his father?
Now, wait a minute, Dad. He isn't really going to get married.
He's engaged.
I was engaged when I was 14.
Yeah, when you were 15 and 16, and twice when you were 17.
That's the point, Dad. And each time I thought it was the real thing. And it always turned out to be puppy love.
But you never brought home a puppy like Beverly.
Skipper?
Answer the phone. It might be Everett.
Oh.
Answer it. Stop wiping your hands and answer it.
Hello? Yeah, he's right here. You're right, Sam. It's Everett.
Why do you suppose I wanted you to answer it?
I wondered about that.
Oh, hi, Everett. I was hoping it was you. Yeah, everything's fine here. Chester? Oh, he's in great shape.
You better tell him about Chester's engagement.
Stow it, Singleton. How's that, Everett? No, there's nothing new here. Oh, wait a minute. Jim just came in. How's that, Jim? Oh, that's exciting. Good news, Everett. Jim just told me he's engaged. Your Uncle Everett says congratulations, Jim. He says thank you, Everett. Say, I bet if Chester got engaged, you'd be the happiest man in the world, huh? You'd blow your what out? Everett, you're getting hysterical. Don't be silly. Chester hasn't seen a girl since he's been here. Nice talking to you, Ab. Bye. Chester?
Oh, hi, Uncle Sam.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
No. Come on in.
Quite a cloud of smoke you got there, Chester.
Well, you see, when you combine sulfuric acid with calcium hydroxide, the heat from the action causes a condensation of precipitate.
That reminds me, I want to talk to you about Beverly.
Something, Uncle Sam?
Seems like a nice little girl.
You know, when I'm with her, I get the same feeling I get when I look through a microscope at a pool of amoeba. I bet that sounds silly, huh?
No. It's nothing like good old-fashioned sentiment. As long as you remember you can't live on love.
Right.
You're not thinking of quitting school, are you?
No, of course not.
And after you graduate, you're going on for some more of those degrees, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to get my master's.
Well, you gotta have one of those.
And then I'm going to get my PhD.
Well, if you hang around with that test tube crowd, you gotta have one of them. Doesn't leave much time for girls, does it?
Practically none.
You know, Chester, I'm glad we had this little talk. Takes a big load off my mind.
That's good. I'm glad you're feeling better.
What is that you're making?
A wedding ring.
Ah, Miss Johnson, I'm glad you dropped by. Your sash just arrived.
Commodore, I dropped
We're
by.
proud you're our representative. And I know this weekend the judges in San Francisco will crown you Miss International Deckhand.
Commodore,
What a glorious day for our yacht club.
I can't go.
Now, I have the airline tickets for you and your chaperone. Reserved a suite for you at the... I hear you say you can't go.
That's right, Commodore. I'm engaged.
Well, what has that got to do with representing our yacht club?
But Chester won't let me go.
Chester? Oh, Sam Bailey's nephew?
The brain.
You would give up the opportunity of being Miss International Deckhand for that idiotic genius?
I love him.
It's only for 2 days.
2 days away from Chester is like an eternity.
I call it a reprieve.
Excuse me, Commodore, that must be Chester calling you. He made us a private intercom so we'd never really be apart. Hello?
Hi, Beverly.
Oh, I was hoping you'd call. I miss you.
I miss you, too.
Chester, you're asking Beverly to just throw away the opportunity of a lifetime.
He didn't hear you. The flame was out.
Give me that thing. This is Commodore Wintoon.
You still have that?
You have to light it to talk.
Commodore Wintoon here. I want to talk to you. Do you read me? Over.
Commodore,
I am talking to you, Chester, and I expect an answer. Over.
he can't answer until the light is out.
Hi, Commodore. How are you?
Never mind how I am.
The light is out.
Well, certainly it's out. I'm talking.
No, it's out when you listen. It's on when you talk.
I am waiting, young man.
The light has to be out to listen.
Commodore, the light has to be out to listen.
I know it has to be out.
But it has to be on to talk.
Bailey? He's not here. I've got to talk to that boy. I can't help you, Wintoon.
Chester, this is Commodore Wintoon. Over. Chester, I am talking to you. I know you are there, Chester. I can hear you breathing.
Would you mind telling me why you're talking into my lighter?
I am trying to reach Chester.
Maybe this'll work.
Bailey, do you realize your nephew is ruining my life?
He's not doing mine any good either.
Because of that boy, Beverly Johnson is not going to represent the yacht club in the Miss International Deckhand contest.
Oh, why?
She doesn't want to be away from him.
I knew it. This is going to be one of those engagements that leads to marriage.
Bailey, you've got to do something about this.
Yeah, and the first thing you've got to do is forbid Chester to see that girl.
Right?
That's it. I'll say, Chester, I forbid you to see that girl.
You can't forbid him. You're not his father.
Did you have to say that?
Well, now, you see, you tell him that as long as he's living here, he's got to obey you.
He's right.
Good. I'll say, Chester, as long as you're living here, you've got to obey me.
Then he'll move to a hotel.
You're not helping.
Now you've got him. He can't move to a hotel because he doesn't have any money.
He's right. That's it. I'll say, Chester, you can't move to a hotel because you haven't got any money.
Now he'll call home for something.
Right.
Your father likes him. What he wants it for.
Right. Then he'll find out he's engaged.
Yeah, and that's why you're in such big trouble, Sam.
Chester, I forbid you to see that girl. And you're not moving to a hotel.
And you're not calling home for money.
You'll be on a bus for Muncie in the morning.
Chester, I just heard about that. Hey, that's pretty good. How'd you do it?
Well, I had nothing to do, so I put together this remote control gadget. You can have it when I leave.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Chester. I tried to talk Dad out of it.
Well, that's all right. You know, that's the first time I ever had a girlfriend.
You going to see her before you go?
No, I don't think so. I wrote her this note.
Are you putting me on?
No. Oh, I wrote it in invisible ink. So nobody could read it. Beverly knows how to bring it out.
Boy, Chester, you really kill me. You know, the way you keep coming up with...
What's the matter?
I just discovered that you're not the only genius in the family.
Huh?
Listen, you don't want to be sent home, right?
Right.
And you can't put somebody on a bus who doesn't exist, right?
Right.
So the answer is to make you an invisible man.
No.
Right. Can you hurry it up there, Chester? You ought to be back any minute.
I'm almost done, Jim.
Here he comes.
All finished.
Good.
Do you know how to work it?
Well, I may not have an IQ of 160, but I know how to push a button.
Well, Chester, you'll miss your boss. Where is that boy? It's almost time for his bus to leave.
Dad, I don't quite know how to tell you this, but Chester's made himself invisible.
As long as I get him on that bus, I don't care. What are you talking about?
So upset about you breaking up his romance that he concocted one of those nutty formulas of his and disappeared.
Jim, one of these days, we're going to have a little talk about your sense of humor. But right now, if he doesn't come out of that room in 5 seconds, I'm going in after him.
Okay, Dad, but don't say I didn't warn you. Well, I better come on out now, Chester. Sit down, Chester. And we better get this thing settled.
Who are you talking to?
Hey, Father, I won't talk to him unless he changes his mind about Beverly and me.
That's Chester's voice.
Yeah, I told you, he's...
Then he really is invisible.
You can't see him, can you?
How'd you do it, Chester?
Hey, you heard what he said, Dad.
About what? Oh, I know. That girl. No, sir. Invisible or not, he's going to be on that bus to Muncie.
How are you going to put him on a bus and you can't even find him?
Listen, Chester, is he still there?
I think so. Chester, do you have anything else to say?
I have one thing to say. Until your father decides that I can stay here and be engaged to Beverly, this is the last word you'll hear from me.
You heard what he said, Dad. Maybe you can do better if I leave you two alone. I'll be outside if you need me.
Enough is enough, Chester. Let's cut out all this nonsense. You can't go around disappearing whenever you feel like it. All right. Let's talk this over, man to man. Now, look at it from my point of view. You're my responsibility. Whatever I do is for your own good. You know that, don't you? Then why don't you come out so I can see you? All right, all right. Let's forget that for a minute. Look at it from another angle. you're too young to get married. Oh, I know what you're going to say. Believe me, I've been through all this before.
Sam!
I'm losing my patience with you. Just a minute, Buck. I'm an easy man to get along with, but you're going too far. Chester, I'll give you one more chance. In the rocker. Are you going to answer me or not?
I don't see him, Sam. He's invisible, Sam?
He got mad because I'm sending him home.
Well, if he's invisible, how do you know he's there?
That's how. He won't answer me. Maybe you can talk to him.
What'll I say?
Tell him he's making a big mistake.
Chester, you're making a big mistake. You won't answer me, Sam.
I can't stand a sulky kid.
Hi, Stanley.
I'm going fishing. Want to come along?
No, sorry. Wait a minute, Stanley. Here for a minute. I want you to do me a favor, okay? Okay.
Why do you have to be so stubborn, Chester?
Oh, he sure is stubborn, Sam.
Well, I can be as stubborn as he is.
No, believe me, that's true, Chester. I can tell you stories about
What?
haven't you?
Come in.
Hi, Mr. Bailey. Hi, Buck. Hi, Chester. You want to go fishing?
Wait a minute. Stanley, do you see Chester?
Uh-huh.
What's he doing?
He's smiling at me.
Tell him to talk to me.
Chester, talk to Mr. Bailey.
What did he say?
Nothing.
Did he do anything?
He shook his head.
That's the last straw.
I gotta go now. Bye, Mr. Bailey. Bye, Buck. Bye, Chester. All right, you, Chad.
How's it going, Dad?
He hasn't opened his mouth since you left.
Dad, why don't you just let Chester stay?
And take a chance on his getting married? He's going home.
Sorry, Chester. Well, now you've done it, Dad. Who knows where he's going?
I know where he's going. He's going to the yacht club to see that girl. Where is he? Did he get here yet?
They do get here.
Chester.
I haven't seen him.
Of course you didn't see him. He's invisible. Ever try talking to a man when he's not there?
Some sherry, Sam. It'll calm your nerves.
There's nothing wrong with my nerves.
It's a superb Amontillado, Sam. I imported it from...
Will you stop blabbering about your wine? Chester has concocted a formula that makes him invisible. Do you know what that means?
Ooh, of course I do. There's a wicked witch around who is casting spells on our dear little kiddies. But we won't let her get away with it.
Wintoon, are you crazy?
We'll fight her, Sam. The good fairies are on our side.
I'm not cracking up.
Sam, there is no such thing as a person being invisible.
Hello, Commodore. Hi, Mr. Bailey.
Hi, Beverly.
What's the matter with your arm, Beverly?
Oh, nothing. I'm just trying to make sure I don't lose Chester.
No such thing, huh?
Chester is with you?
Uh-huh. Come on, Chester. Let's sit down.
All right, Chester. What's the idea of running off like that?
Oh, I'm afraid he won't talk, Mr. Bailey, until you promise to let him stay in Balboa.
Oh, he won't, won't he? Oh, we'll see about that.
Hey, wait a minute, Chester. If you try to grab him, he's going to run, Mr. Bailey.
Sam, let me talk to the boy. Sit down, Chester.
Come on, Chester.
want you to think of me as your friend. Will you do that, Chester? Chester?
Forget it, Wintoon. He won't talk.
Miss Johnson, will you convince him that I have his best interest at heart?
Now, Chester, the Commodore's only trying to help. Chester, not here. Oh, come on. Chester.
Cut that out, Chester.
Don't shout at the boy, Sam. Now, Chester, all I'm asking is for you to allow Miss Johnson to go to San Francisco for 2 days. Is that asking too much?
What was that, Chester? Chester says that if Mr. Bailey lets him stay here, he'll let me go to San Francisco.
There you are, Sam. The whole problem is solved.
What do you mean, solved? If these two get married, my brother will blow his brains out.
Oh, we won't get married, Mr. Bailey.
Of course not.
Why, it'll be years before we think of marriage.
Years.
How can I be sure you won't elope?
We promise.
You stay out of this, Wintoon.
We'll never elope, Mr. Bailey.
How can you doubt them, Sam? Does that look like a boy who would elope without permission?
Well, all right.
Did you hear that, Chester? Thanks, Mr. Bailey. Thanks a lot. Hey, it worked. You can stay.
Ah, Sam, you made those kids very happy. Me too.
Wouldn't you think he'd talk to me now?
Thanks, Uncle Sam.
Ah, Sam.
Wintoon, you don't know how lucky you are not having any brains in your family.
Hi, Uncle Sam.
Chester, may I borrow one of your invisible pills?
One of my what?
You know, whatever you took to disappear. I want to play a trick on Buck.
Oh, sure. Here. Here's something to wash it down with.
Thanks. How long does it take to work?
Oh, not very long. As a matter of fact, you're beginning to get a little misty around the edges already.
Good.
Now I can't see you at all.
Wait till I spring this on Buck.
You all right, Sam?
How'd you know it was me?
I recognized your voice.
How's it feel to talk to an invisible man?
You invisible, Sam?
Of course.
If you're invisible, how come I can see you?
You can't see me?
I can't?
No. I just took one of Chester's pills.
It didn't work.
Just like you not to admit it when you can't see an invisible man.
Sam, if I can't see you, then I can't possibly hit you with this pie, can I?
That's right. Lucky shot.